You are a label exec, you're executive producer, talent manager, all-around creative.
When I get hired as a real estate agent, in that building is the athletes and artists and shit. So I'm like, okay, I'm around music. He's like, yeah, you may have heard of me before. I'm like, yo, come meet me. Either I go leave this job now and I'll probably get fired. I said, fuck this job. I left and went across the street and sat with him and spoke to him for like 30 minutes. And at the end of the conversation, he said,
What's going on, everybody? My name is Tyler Walsh, and this is the Hitmakers Podcast, a podcast about the music business and those that are changing the game. Today, I'm joined by
Rob Jua.
Hell yeah, you are a label exec
Yes.
at BuVision. You're executive producer, talent manager, all-around creative, and honestly, just the best energy I've ever come across. So I appreciate you taking your time and coming by here on a Friday night. I know you're a busy person.
No, you my guy, man. You tell me to pull up, I'm pulling up.
Appreciate it, my
That's
man.
it. Simple.
Hell yeah. So this podcast is really just all about the music industry, the professionals behind the music. Tell us a little bit about yourself and all that.
I mean, go back to the start. My name is Rob Jua from Brownsville, Brooklyn. Always wanted to be in music. After I realized I didn't want to go to the NBA. The story's real long, so I shorten it. I went to college, wanted to be a rapper, dropped out, was trying to figure out how to get in the music business.
Mm-hmm.
Every documentary, everything I ever seen said, go get an internship.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how you get in if you don't know anybody. So I dropped out of school. I went in the yellow pages, that's what they had at that moment. And I said, yo, if I call 100 labels or 100 studios, I'm gonna get something.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not getting 0 for 100. I'm gonna get
Facts.
like 2 maybe.
Yeah.
So I called a bunch of labels and I didn't know what to tell them. I was like, I want a job. Like, doing what? I was like, I don't want to be in the building. Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, that shit don't work like that. All right, cool. What else could I do? I'm like, where do they make the music at?
Yeah.
What about, let me try a studio. So I called like 100 studios, bro, like legit scratching out numbers. Shit wasn't picking up, numbers disconnected. So I just kept calling. And I called and I got this, I don't know how I got this other one. Long story short, I wanted to go make beats and I have no equipment. I would go to a store called Sam Ash to go make beats for free. One day I was over there, somebody told me it was a studio next door.
Yeah.
I walked over there, it happened to be Quad Studio.
Wow.
And I went in there, I was like, could I get an internship? Fuck, like I want to work for free. And it's like, we can't hire you, but if you go to school, sign up for school, we'll hire you if you sign up for school. So I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna sign up for school. So I signed up for some recording school. The moment I signed up, maybe like a week later, I went back to them. I said, yo, I'm in school now. They was like, all right, cool, we don't got no spots. I'm like, fuck, fuck you mean you ain't got no, I can curse?
Yeah,
I'm like, what you mean you ain't got no spots? I signed up. So then I'm kind of like, all right, cool, I'm not gonna quit. So I would go to the Sam Ash store and just make beats every day for free and then go bug the studio every day. Like, hey, you got a slot now?
Yeah.
You got a slot now? Every day I was at making beats, I would go there. And then one day they called me, like it was a night where they didn't have anybody, and they called me and asked me could I show up.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit.
It's your opportunity right there.
Hell yeah. I was about to go see a girl that night. I was about to go get some buns. And they called me. I was like, buns or internship? I said, nope, internship. And then I went, took advantage of it. And yeah, it shit changed my whole life, bro. Like, it's funny because I always wanted to work at Rockefeller. And when I was in school, I used to watch this documentary every day called Backstage. It was showing Rockefeller life on tour, Def Jam.
Yeah.
And I said, yo, I'm gonna be working with these guys. And I knew I was supposed to be in music the day I did my internship. And they was in the studio right on top of me. They was in the same building. I was like, what's the odds? Like, what's the odds? How?
Yeah.
And it's crazy because that's whole nother episode, but the way I even got back to the studio, I got like sent home my first day because I had on the wrong outfit because the owner told me I looked like a hoodlum. And he sent me home to change my clothes. I went home, took a 2-hour train to go home, took a 2-hour train back in the rain, went back in the studio, clothes is soaked. I'm soaked down to my drawers, boxes. I'm like soaked. And I go sit in the studio and the manager drops his jaw, Roz. I said, I can't believe you came back. We all thought you was gonna quit. And the moment I said, nah, I ain't going nowhere. Like, no. I wiped my face off, wiped my clothes off, and I sat in the chair, fucking chair wet as shit, and then I heard the elevator go bing, and they said, yo, where you going? And they was like, man, we going up to Rockefeller. I was like, oh shit, this was just a test. I just got a life test.
Wow.
I wanted to work at Rockefeller. I almost quit
Yeah.
Like another person would have quit, and I said, "Fuck that! I ain't going nowhere." I came back, soaking clothes, all the shit you gonna use to quit an opportunity, and I didn't quit. And the moment I sat down, the shit I wanted to do was writing back at me. It's like being Rockefeller. I said, that moment, bro, I knew I was gonna be in music.
Yeah.
It was just no.
That's insane. I always have it in the back of my mind that like the universe is always testing you.
Always
like,
test, bro.
Yeah.
I went through a test, and when I sat there, that was it. I said, you're not gonna ever get me to stop.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. Then I ended up getting an opportunity at Rockefeller. They needed somebody to help something. The engineer got sick. I was like ready and waiting.
Yeah.
My card got called. Beanie Siegel came to me. He was like, "Yo, I need somebody to record." And I was kind of shy, and I didn't want to say anything. And then one of the producers was like, "Rob, know how to record?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Fuck." And then he's like, "You know how to record?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Let me tell you something. A closed mouth don't get fed, nigga." I was like, "Oh, shit." My favorite rapper cursing me out right now. I don't know how to take this, but I'm excited that my favorite rapper cursing me out, kind of.
Yeah.
And I said, all right. He's like, "Come on, you going to record." So my first recording session was on Beanie Siegel album. My first ever.
Wow.
So, yeah, shit been crazy, bro. So, and fast forward now, working with Kedar Massenberg, who turned me from a creative to an executive. He mentored me and shit, and just gave me like the game in a whole different, executive way. He showed me the other side, because he said, you're really good at making music. You're awesome. Your ears is crazy. You're crazy making music, but you have something as an executive. And I fought it. I was like, for 3 months, I was like, I don't want to be an executive. That shit looked boring. Like, what the fuck? Why? Like, I like creating. And then one day I went home and I said, hold on. This guy has probably sold 100 million records, probably got over 30 Grammys, all type of success, blew up Erykah Badu, was the CEO of Motown. If this person is telling me I could do this, he sees something I don't see. I need to sit down and stare in the mirror a little longer. And that's what I did. I sat in the mirror and I stared, and I was like, yo, he could tell this to anybody on the planet. He's telling you, you got it. Like, he see it in you. And I went back to him the next day. I said, yo, I see what you was talking about. And I kind of let go of the creative shit a little bit. I let go of being an artist. I let go of the creative shit. Like, if he telling me this with all his accomplishments, he see I got it. I should take this real serious.
Yeah.
And then I went back to him and said, yo, I'm ready. I'm taking it serious.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, all right, now read these contracts, motherfucker, because you don't know the business, motherfucker. He cursed me out right after. I said, oh, shit.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm grateful that he did all that, because that's how I learned so much, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now coming in here with the creative background and the business background, my conversation different, because I understand everybody. I know how to make everything work with everybody. I know how to push it to the next place.
Yeah, and I imagine you too also, like, you came back to the creative with a different mindset, being an exec.
A whole different way, because I understand the business of it. Like, hey, don't go get that big-ass beat with that big-ass sample, because we paying $30,000 for that beat and paying a couple thousand for that sample, and we ain't gonna really have no money to really push and pay for any other songs.
Yeah.
Because your project's smaller. We ain't, all these beats you getting, it just make you understand the business better. Like, hey, man, let's go get one of these new guys who need a shot, right? And let's go empower them, make a record with them. Don't worry about what it get me the regular shit. I'll finish producing it, all of us together, and make it some fire shit. I try to get artists to understand the business of it, because, right, artists ask for all these things they want. I want to go on the road. I want to fly first class. I want to do all this shit. And it's like, yo, fam, that's your budget. Like, this ain't no unlimited credit card.
Yeah.
That shit gonna run out. So
That's
it's just
so
like
true.
getting them to understand the business when they ask for certain things. And I try to, like, educate them on how the money flows. And then they say, oh, okay, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Let me shift my ass. Or let me do some more research about what I'm about to ask you for. So it changes it. But you would have to have been in their shoes a little bit to speak their language.
Yeah.
You can't really speak their language if you just a suit and you don't know how to talk to these emotional beings.
Yeah, you gotta have empathy for
Have
that.
some empathy and be genuine. They know when you having bullshit empathy. They know, like, yeah, you just talking shit. They could read you. Like, remember, artists got to deal with, they so front facing with so many people that they know how to read energy. So they know if you bullshitting or not. You can't hide it. So it is empathy, but it's also being, like, genuine. And also just giving them, like, just kind of educating them. Like, yo, think about your decisions and how to do so. You know what I'm saying? And I could speak to you. I was you. I was an artist. I did all that. Everything you could do, I did an artist, engineer, producer, DJ, video director, manager, whatever. Make the CD, artwork. I've done every job.
Yeah.
So I got empathy for every person in music. I understand them, yo, bro. I understand your struggle. I was an intern. I done threw the garbage out, went to McDonald's, cleaned the couch, everything.
Yeah.
Why you think when we walking through your hallway, I tell the guy who cleaning up, hey, how you doing?
Mm-hmm.
I know what that feel like in every space. So I'm very aware of every single space and where I'm at and what I'm doing because I did everyone's job. So I handled more people with more care. And it made me more like, yo, I want to help you. Because I remember just wishing somebody just looked at me and said like, hey, man, you got something. So like, yeah, just my empathy is a little different. You know, some people try to play with it, but like, I'm a cancer. We shouldn't play with us.
Yeah.
You know who 50 Cent is?
Of course.
Yeah. We could be petty if you fuck with us too much. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm genuine and I'm loving, but like, don't take advantage.
Yeah.
So just like letting people know those boundaries that you have. Like, don't play with my love. And like, let's just elevate together. We don't all know the answers. I don't know all the answers at all. I'm always still trying to figure out some new shit or how to push or, you know, even what you just asked me about. Rob, you should do more speaking and talking and that. I'm like, all right, like how? Like I'm an expert at my shit. What's that part look like? So, you know, being in the space, I always want to like know that you don't know everything.
Yeah, that's key. That's key.
Mm-hmm.
What was that transformation like from going from creative to executive? I imagine it was a long journey and took a lot.
I was having a kid at that time.
Really?
And I was in between trying to figure out how to make money. Like I'm driving lifts and all this shit because I didn't know how to make money. I had just moved to Atlanta and was like living off of savings, me and my woman at the time. And I was running out of money and I didn't know what to do, bro. So I was like, all right, I'm managing artists here and there, but I'm still trying to like figure this whole shit out because I like love music. So I took a job at a real estate company and I was very intentional. I was like, if I get back in real estate, because that's part of my background, I need to work in a building where artists are or athletes. Wherever I do and I got my time, there need to be some other benefit to it. 100%. So, crazy story, when I was driving the lift shit, I picked up a football player friend from a building. The building was some crazy luxury building. I didn't know what it was. Me and him was having a great convo, and I dropped him off, and then he told me all the rappers and athletes live in the building. I dropped him off and forgot to ask what the building was. So I'm pissed as shit. So anyway, maybe 2-3 months later, I'm applying for a whole bunch of buildings. I'm like, fuck, I wish I knew what that building was called because I really just want to get a shot to be around artists, to be around the music business. Bro, I must have applied again for like 100 applications. 3 buildings called me back. Did interviews and all that shit. I got hired. One of the buildings was the fucking building I wish I asked the guy for. I couldn't believe that shit. The day they told me, they're like, yeah, we want you to come work at Mezzo. I'm like, you want me to do what? What building is that? What that look like? And bro, that's another thing that's like, no matter what happened in my life, I always get pulled back into my alignment of music. So the story I'm about to make, it makes sense now, because you're looking at me like, all right, what the fuck, where is this going? Look, when I get hired as a real estate agent, in that building is the athletes and football players and artists and shit. So I'm like, okay, I'm around music. But the girl I was working for, like the manager, wasn't letting me speak to the tenants. So I'm like, fuck, like I'm here, but I can't talk to nobody. So I'm like not happy because I can't speak. Every time I'm trying to be friendly, she's shutting my motion down. I said, man, fuck her. I'm about to talk. Y'all can fire me. So one day, as I was just kind of over it, I got a kid coming, my money still ain't great. I ain't really getting to network in the building and do shit the way I want to. I was like, what am I doing this job for? Like, I ain't happy. And that same day, I was like, yo, I ain't happy with this shit. Like, this ain't it. I don't think this is it. Kedar Massenberg walks in the building. Wow. So I'm like, all right, what's up, man? He's like, yeah, I'm looking for a place. I'm like, all right. He's like, yeah, you may have heard of me before. I'm like, fuck me, who are you? So my name is Kedar Massenberg. I was like, oh, shit. Like, I did hear about him. I didn't know what you look like, but I heard about you before. And then me and him started walking around. I'm showing him apartments and shit. And he after that, he's like, yo, come meet me after. And it was like 4 p.m. and I didn't get off till 6. And I was like, fuck. Either I go leave this job now and I probably get fired, but I get a chance to sit with this CEO of Motown, former CEO of Motown, or I stay here till 6, and then when I go to the bar, he's gone. And that moment disappeared. And I said, and I'm stuck at this job. I said, fuck this job. I turned all the lights off, everything off, and left and went across the street and sat with him and spoke to him for like 30 minutes. And at the end of the conversation, he said, yo, I'm gonna move to Atlanta, and when I do, you're gonna work for me. Like, I like you.
Wow.
Like, what the fuck, for real? I was like, bullshit. He's like, all right, you'll see. And then he moved to Atlanta. 3 or 4 months later, I started working for him. Like, kind of like him having me around, coaching me and guiding me and shit. I'm playing him music, playing him beats, showing him shit I'm working on. And the shift of the artist to the exec shit is when he sat me down. He said, Rob, I was playing him something. He's like, this shit is hard. And he stopped it. He's like, your ear's amazing, but you're gonna be a great exec. And again, I'm like, no, what you talking about? Why? Like, what? And I felt offended. I'm like, why you telling me my music dope? I should be an exec. It's almost like you saying the music not dope. So he sat me down, bro, and he opened up my eyes to this executive shit. And he did. I gotta give it to him. So when you ask about the shift and how do you go from creative to executive, it was somebody who did it, who has major success, done it, looked and seen another version of him in me. He opened up my whole shit, like my whole eyes, my whole vision, everything. And I was like, oh. So even the other day, me speaking to him, he was like, Rob, like, I gotta give you props, cause like, yeah, I opened up your vision, I opened up your perspective, but like you did the work.
Yeah,
Where you at today, you did it. You took it and ran with it. So like, yo, I gotta give you some, some cheers for that, cause you could have not took it and ran with it. You took it and ran with it. I didn't really have nothing to do with where you at today. I opened you up and you went hard. So yeah, man, he saw a bit of himself in me, and he seen my hard work and my persistence and my consistency, my honesty, seen my energy, like I'm just straightforward and love and hard working. And he's like, you got it. Trust me, you got it. You're gonna watch. Trust me, you got it. So yeah, it was him. He shifted everything. And not only did he do that, he said, yo, I'm gonna give you your first project. And I was like, who? And he gave me my first project to A&R, was Akon. He made me the head of the whole company, A&R, and he gave me Akon.
Wow.
So it was like, he didn't just tell me I was an exec, he gave me the work.
Yeah.
And gave me a legend. To do all the business, clear this, handle all this Akon shit. And I'm like, yo, my first project was some Akon shit. Even though it was a lot of the business boring shit, it's still like, it's Akon, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I give that man a lot of credit. Like a whole lot.
That's an amazing story.
Yeah.
I see like a lot of similarities with, with in my world with Mike Boyd, kind of doing that same thing for me. So I completely like see a parallel there.
Shout out to Mike.
Yeah, shout out to Mike for real. So during that period, what was the like biggest challenge for you? That's a big change and a lot happening at one time. What was your biggest challenge? From
the transition of creative to exec?
Yeah, or like even
not having no money.
Yeah.
Because when Kedar and Akon partnered, they didn't have a distribution yet. So I was working for free. While the pressure of a first kid coming, trying to drive lifts and make money, because I quit the real estate job to come work with him for free. So all of that and trying to tell the lady I was with at the time, yeah, I got a vision.
Yeah.
Just trust me, it don't look like nothing, but just trust me, believe in me.
Amazing.
And she did.
Yeah.
She was like, I don't get it really, but I get you and I know what you do. But that was the hardest part. Like, yo, how am I gonna feed this baby? The fuck, I'm a father, I'm about to be a dad and I don't got no consistent bread coming. Like, I was kind of scared, but I was like faithful in my work ethic. It's like, all right, I'm gonna work this out. I'm gonna work hard and I'm gonna work this out. I'm gonna figure this out.
Here you are.
Yeah, I'm still figuring shit out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm in New York now. Like, all right, my next big move about to happen now. What that look like? A lot of this shit is walking in faith. Like, it's gonna be amazing. The next big move is fucking awesome. It already happened. I'm fucking killing it.
Yeah.
Me, everybody around me, crushing it. And that's it. It's done. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that was probably the hardest part in that moment, though, knowing that a baby was coming and I didn't really have like the money shit figured out. Like, that was tough. But I was like, I'm not quitting.
Yeah, and that's the key. That's the number one thing.
Yeah, I'm not quitting. And Keto just kept reassuring me, like, yo, trust me, you the shit, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You the shit.
Sometimes you just need that person, like, to believe in you when you don't believe in yourself.
Even I ain't believe myself. I was just, he could say I was a little tired, but I kept showing up. I come to his crib and work for free, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to like 3, 4 p.m. for free. Just like whatever you need me to do. Because remember, I'm also like, I'm in school. I'm like, yo, I'm getting to, even though I'm working for free, it's not free. I'm getting information from the former CEO of Motown. I'm getting information I can't pay for. I couldn't go to him and say, here's $50,000, teach me. He'd be like, fuck off. My watch costs more than that. You know what I'm saying? 100%. So like the access and the information was worth hundreds of millions of dollars to me, even though I didn't have a physical check in my hand. So that's what I was like, I just want to sit and soak up everything I could learn. And help him. I want to be of service. I want to reciprocate. So it was tough, but then it wasn't, because like I seen where I'm at now, I seen it from just sitting there in 2018, just sitting there learning this shit. Like, I still live today off of what I've learned from him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Was there where you are now, you have a lot of skills that you've picked up along the way. What would be like the one skill or a set of skills that like you wish you had back then that, maybe somebody can start developing now to, get their foot in front of the other, maybe a little bit more ahead than they are today?
I don't think I wish nothing, because, like, that's a good question. I just follow my gut every single time. You know what I'm saying? Some shit I felt like, fuck, it still, like, got me somewhere.
Yeah.
So my biggest thing is, like, yo, trust your gut. Trust that shit. Fuck it. You may not see no paper for a year or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Like, trust your gut. So that was probably what I would say to somebody. Trust your gut. Even if nobody around you don't believe in you, and your gut like, nah, bro, this is something. Trust that shit. Don't worry about the plan and the steps and who you know, who you do know. Man, that shit is irrelevant, bro. I'm not related to anybody in music. I don't have a family member. Ain't nobody, I don't have nothing in this shit. It's just my work ethic and my character.
That's all you need.
I ain't saying that's all I needed, you know what I'm saying? And then you got people that believe in you, right? Like Kedar Massenberg, like Boo, like Akon. Like, I'm blessed. I used to watch Akon fucking on a TV screen and then to be working with him and working with his brother. Like, I don't take none of this shit for granted. You know what I'm saying? But I also bust my ass. Ain't nobody just give it to me. I took it by hard work, consistency, and efficiency, and confidence.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's interesting. I know we've had a convo in the past about that, but taking it. It's just such an interesting thing that's so true that, that reminded me of.
Gotta take the shit, bro. Ain't nobody giving it to you. I've had my take switch off, just being too kind of humble and modest, and somebody else come take it, like, fuck, like, nah, I gotta take this shit. And take don't mean in a bad way, it just mean I want this opportunity, I gotta create it and take it. I gotta take this, I gotta pull it from the spiritual world, the idea in my head world, right, to the reality. So I gotta go in that bitch and take it from there and bring it here. Whatever that is, however I gotta get it. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, honorably, work ethic, whatever. But nobody gonna give it to you. Nobody. Why? Give it to you for what?
Yeah.
What you gonna do when they just hand it to you? You gonna fuck it up anyway. The take is part of the lesson. Because you went so hard to go figure out how to get it, you appreciate it more. And you also recognize when somebody else coming to take it from you because they want it. And you're like, oh, you ready to take the baton? Okay, here you go. It's here, but you gotta come take it from me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta take what you want, bro. You just figure it out and figure out how to go get it. This world ain't nice. This shit ain't pretty. You know what I'm saying? But it's beautiful.
That's just an amazing story overall. I never knew that, so I appreciate you, sharing.
Crazy. That's what this book is about. All these lessons and all these crazy ass stories that I never really realized was so like big stories. It's just my life. The story's still getting written, but like to be able to pull the lessons out the stories and be able to articulate what I've learned and make a whole step-by-step plan that could probably help you. That's what I wrote the book for.
Yeah. Speaking of the book, man, tell us a little bit more about that in case, audience is interested in learning more about your story or just reading up more.
The book is almost done. I'm not going to tell you the title, but it's fire. It's pretty much a spiritual roadmap back to like your God-given abilities, right? Your God-given wealth, right? We all born wealthy as a kid, right? You got mommy on you, hand and foot. You got daddy taking care of you. You kind of live luxurious as a baby, right? You don't got to do shit. You sit on your ass. Then life happen, and you get your ass kicked. Emotions, being broke, a girl break your heart, somebody lie, your friend steal from you, all type of shit. It breaks you spiritually, right? It's like your spiritual bank gets a little bankrupt a little bit. Like you get a little poor spiritually. Then you get to this place in realization in life when you go through enough experience that you start learning these lessons, become more self-aware, then you start making spiritual deposits back into yourself. Right? I look at the body like a bank. So you start depositing information and lessons, confidence, faith, prayer, grounding, all this shit, all these books you read, and you start making these deposits back, and then you start becoming one again because now you did some self-work, and now you're back at this place where you're kind of spiritually like wealthy again. So I was reading a lot of books like The Secrets and all this shit. Like, it was great.
It's a great book, by the way.
They're great, but they ain't speak to my culture. It's like reading like riddles and shit. Because like, like, yo, I need to know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't get what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because this shit is actually making me tired. Because like, all right, man, I want to know.
They don't beat
this.
around the bush. They
right.
make you like,
so I say, yo, what if I speak this the way I talk? Through my story. Let me show you what I know. I'm not saying it's going to work for you, but let me show you what I've done that worked. Take what worked for you and the rest that don't, leave it.
Oh, yeah.
Who speaks from the culture and tells you how to manifest? I don't like saying, but I guess I like make some shit happen mentally, spiritually, physically, in all these ways, but sound like you. Like the culture, right? The culture don't mean black. It don't mean white. It don't mean nothing. It's culture. Hip-hop, rap, Afro, all this shit is a culture. The culture is a thing. Who speaks like the culture? And I felt like it was important to show people how to manifest, but in the tone of the culture. And I said, hey, it's not there. I didn't see it. Like, recently for me, so I said, let me do it. My story is super theatrical and all that shit. I just didn't know how dope it was, so I started writing it. I was like, wow, this is some movie shit. For me, it's like I got all the emotions attached to it from what I've been through, but it's still like, wow, if I didn't know me, this shit is like, whoa, this is the roadmap for me to like get to it. Like, my book is perfect for somebody coming out of college. Here go the game.
Yeah.
You got this shit. Look, you got all this information shit I've been through. You got fucking 20 years of shit in an 11 chapter read. You already started off better than me. You started off better than a whole lot of people here. So that's my purpose, writing a book. And it felt bigger than me, and God told me to write it. Like, that shit was like a spiritual message that came to me and said, you need to share this journey and the experience. And that's what I'm doing. Yeah. And it's been tough writing a book, right? Like, writing and stopping. You gotta like find a flow, a headspace to keep going and be in the mood. There's a lot of shit that goes to it. I didn't know. So now I'm almost done with it. I'm like, wow, this is a great feeling to like share these stories. You know, you read a sampler, so
yeah,
like,
it's amazing.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Like, that shit was a lot of work.
The most helpful part was there's like a workbook inside of it at the end of each chapter where you fill it out and it just makes it more personable.
Yeah,
you know, it's
the
your own story.
The book is written because it's your story through me. It's really your story, and I'm holding you accountable in it. So it's a book and workbook merged into one because you're writing your own story. I'm just showing you how to write your story. This is when you finish the book and you read it back. The book is your book. It ain't my book no more. I just helped you find you. It's you, and you gotta hold yourself accountable for all the shit you done wrote down in there. Accountability, because I ain't gonna be able to sit with you and be like, hey, Tyler, did you do this? Hey, John, hey, Kim, did you do this? No, you're gonna look in that fucking book and be like, oh shit, I did say I was gonna do that. So I did it. Another thing I did it for was self-accountability. Because if you could hold yourself accountable, shit, that's half the battle. You're already half a winner already. So yeah, I'm super excited about it, man. Like, especially for like all these kids coming in, and just even it's for older people too, right? Who just wanna be brave and figure some shit out, figure out how to use their gut and intuition and trust the universe and work with it. And I'm vulnerable, and I'm telling, it's just shit tough. It's not easy. Yeah. You gotta keep going. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't meant to be easy. Yeah. It's not. But it's beautiful if you keep going. Shit's amazing. And it's gonna be bumpy. It's gonna be amazing. Yeah, you got 100 million, but you're stressed. Yeah, you got this, but there's that. It's part of this shit, bro. It's part of the beauty of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm super excited to, purchase the final version when it's ready. I'm gonna come back up here with it. We're gonna do some type of. Yeah, we'll do an interview. We'll show love. Yes, please. It's also funny that you mentioned accountability because my boss, Gary V, Gary Vaynerchuk, for those familiar. They know who that is. Yeah. Some people do, some people don't. They know fuck Gary. Big dogs. He was just, we had a podcast with Gary and an artist and a few other people. He was asking because he was asking the artist, how do you hold yourself accountable, or, are you accountable? Because I feel like sometimes it's harder for artists to be accountable. Do you see that similarly? Yeah, because there's a lot of factors to that. That's a good one. So accountability, right? Especially when you got money and everybody tells you, yeah, you're blind a lot. You blame everybody. all the time. So being an artist, you always in the lead. Everybody's wrong because you got money. Doesn't mean you smarter than them. Doesn't mean you're better than them. You just got money. So with money, you bypass accountability sometimes. Cause like, whatever, I got it, I got it. You didn't figure it out, I did. So fuck you gonna tell me. You don't know more than me. You ain't rich, I'm rich. Like you rich, but you still fucking stupid. Like, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, especially artists, don't really have accountability because they don't have a lot of genuine people around them to tell them, yo, that shit you did was some fuck shit. That shit was whack. People around them not being real. That's one thing. Another thing is the money, right? Money inflates your ego. You ain't trying to hear nobody. I ain't never wrong. How I'm wrong? I pay all your bills. How I'm wrong? How?
Yeah.
I take care of everything you do. Show me where I'm wrong at. I dare you. I cut your stupid ass off. It's like a lot of ego shit in there. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have a lot of accountability. But it ain't just artists, it's executives, it's humans. People don't have no fucking accountability like that. If they did, the world would be a little better because you got to look at you. Like, damn, that wasn't really that cool. But it's easy to not be accountable. It's easier to just do some shit that don't affect you and you just like move forward, you know what I'm saying? It's easy. But a lot of people take the easy road. Accountability is hard, bro. That shit is the hardest thing you could ever really do and really sit and hold yourself accountable. As an artist, that could kill their ego. So they really don't fuck with accountability. Now when they get older, more mature, like your Drakes and your J. Cole's and your Kendricks, your Cardi, you know, just people just older. You got kids, you got a life, all that shit is different. You start changing, you start being accountable, you start being more empathetic, you start being more understanding, you start putting yourself in other people's shoes and try to understand more. So it just come with age too. A lot of these people just kids, they don't know better. They ain't really done no self-work, they ain't really do shit to really understand they even doing nothing wrong. To them, they're not doing anything wrong. So I get it now. I got more empathy for them and I speak to them different. I'm like, you don't really know what you're doing. All right, let me walk you through it slowly. Hey, you know when you did ... How did you think that other person felt? Oh, you know, I don't know, fuck that motherfucker. I'm just saying, what if that was you? How would you feel? Damn, I would feel okay, boom. You see how you feel? So now, again, I'm gonna ask you the same question again. You know what you did to ... How you think they feel? Oh, I can see how they feel. It's like I take my time like a therapist and walk them through now to get to the accountability part. Because once they get to the accountability part, they kind of like on autopilot after that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They do their own self-corrections.
They figure it out for themselves.
Figure it out.
Yeah. You can't tell them. You have to allow them to realize.
You can't tell them.
Yeah.
It's like trying to tell a woman some shit. She don't hear that shit. Like, you gotta let her get to it, right? I used to try that. I'm like, that shit don't work. She's like, fuck you, ain't my father. Like, it's like, all right, cool. Hey, you know how you made me feel that day? Or how I made you feel? Did you like that? No. Why didn't you like that? Because it made me feel like you don't listen to me. Why do you think I listen to you? Cause ... All right, cool. You may be right. You have a point. So, do you think you're listening to me right now? No. Why? ... You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's the same shit with artists, with everybody, bro. Same shit. Artists ain't like, artists is regular people, bro. Artists is weird. Artists is emotion. They're just artistic motherfuckers. They regular though. Everybody's regular. Superstars, everybody. When you sit with these people, everybody, you like,
they're all humans at the end of the day.
You're really not even that interesting. I don't even really know. I don't really want to hang out with you. You're not what I thought you was. I kind of wish I didn't sit with you because you just fucked up everything I thought about you.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to sit with you again. Whoever, you know what I'm saying? That's how you really, not all of them, right? Some of them not like that, but some of them you sit with, you're like, this kind of was lackluster. This was boring. Yeah. This ain't. I like you better on stage and shit. I really don't want to talk to you like that.
That's why they say don't meet your heroes.
Because
disappoint.
Half of them be like, I kind of wish I didn't meet you. Like, fuck. Everything I liked about you, I'm throwing away all these posters. You a dickhead or you kind of boring. Like, I don't know. It's some shit. And some people are what you think they are. Like, I think somebody like Cardi is what she showed you. Like, I love her. I love everything about how she moved. You could tell you really that. Yeah. So. You know what I mean? But yeah, accountability is huge, bro. And it's just showing people the steps to it. All of us got to do it. We all get stages where we got to hold ourselves accountable. All of us, including me. It was like, oh, shit, I don't like that. Then you got to digest it, fight it, right? And then you digest, then you understand, then you re-look at it, then you go back, you know what? You're right. I apologize. Because after accountability comes vulnerability. So you could then make something better. So there's a bunch of steps to it, bro. But like, this shit deeper than music, bro. Like, I'm in music, but like, this shit's so much bigger than music.
Facts.
Music's just the baby. Like, it's the baby to birth like some type of positive impact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Something else that we do on this podcast I like to do just because, music ecosystem's ever evolving is just talk about trends going on right now. And one of the trends I want to bring up is actually something because we talked about in the lobby down there, but what's your take in like AI and music and creativity as a total?
I think AI is a tool to help you do things a little more efficient, but AI doesn't have soul. So like if you lean on it, good luck. AI is not gonna ever sound like, I mean not say ever, right? Shit is getting better by the day, but like it's gonna be hard and challenging for AI to sound like a dope developed person or write a dope ass book the way and sound
100%.
your tone. Now it can help you with the framework and faster as shit, right? Like the long as it took me to write this book, the AI could do this shit in 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. So that's dope. I think you just gotta use it as part of your artillery, right? Like if you was Batman and you had the artillery belt with the fucking smoke gun and all that shit.
Yeah.
It's part of your tools, but it ain't nothing to fully depend on. Like you still need to be smart. You still need to make amazing music on your own without that shit. You still need to be able to write and capture your tone without it. I think it's here to stay. I think it's only gonna get bigger and stronger and better. You know what I'm saying? I think people need to be actually maybe mindful of how smarter and stronger that shit get. You know what I'm saying? But like, I think it's dope.
Yeah.
I'm not like super against them. Just like, yo, let's just be mindful with this shit.
Mindfulness is
Those
key.
movies be like showing this shit don't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, B. What you doing now? Oh, I just don't really like you today. What the fuck? Oh, shit. Oh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think if you use it like a proper tool, I think it could enhance and make you more efficient. You ain't spending 10 hours writing no thesis. You're going to spend, you might spend an hour tweaking what it help you do. I don't know. I think it could be used as a proper tool. I think we so new with it that we are learning the use of it, but it'll be here. And it's not going anywhere. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
If it's used in a healthy way.
Yeah, true. And back to the part where we say, obviously there's no soul. It's like when The Weeknd, Drake won, obviously the most famous like instance of AI music going viral on like TikTok. I listen to it. I'm like, it's a good song, but there's no replay value. I'm not like emotionally attached to it because
how is AI gonna replicate soul?
Exactly.
Maybe one day. I'm not saying it never happened. Look at all this shit. We never thought it was gonna be skyscrapers and shit and flying airplanes. Like, I'm just saying, how you replicate soul? I think it's gonna get very close. The more it studies and they have it studying you and shit. So I think the edge you do have over it is your uniqueness. But I don't even look like we shouldn't compete with it. It's like, work with it.
Yeah. Work with it. That's that brought up an idea in my head is like, I think, in the songwriting world, like sending demos and then using AI to like replicate the voice of like somebody they're pitching it to.
Bro, that's fire. I've done demos that were fire and they were my voice, not a girl voice. But I'm like, I go get a girl to do it. And when I get a girl to do it, it get picked. But I think that'd be fire. Do your demo and let AI say it in that tune and send it to the person. That's a tool. Again.
Yeah.
That's fire, bro. Or you want to send a record to Bad Bunny, but I don't speak English, but I can sing the shit, and then AI spit it back out in Spanish, and Bad Bunny like it. Like, it's a tool, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Use it for a tool. Work with it, not all the other shit.
Yeah. Another trend I want to bring up, just because, you're very creative, and I feel like you'll have some insight on this, but I just think it's really interesting, at least in this year. There's so many artists that are coming out with documentaries and short films. Like, there's Travis Scott, Beyonce, Taylor Swift. Do you have a take on that?
I mean, I love it, right? Like, I think it's fire. I'm currently in the background working on something with Hitmaker, right? He has a crazy-ass stories. I think it's important to tell these stories. I think it's important for people to show other sides of the person, right? From how they deal with families, from what type of investments you make. You make all this money from music, but like, what do you do with this money? Oh, I buy land and property. I got trucking companies. I got all this shit. So, like, educating your audience more. They're gonna appreciate you more. You educating them and showing them other ways to get to it, or how did you get through your ruts and stuff. So I think the documentaries and showing these stories are very, very important. Like, important. Like Hitmaker's story is crazy. It's crazy. I can't wait for people to see like what he got going on. I just want to be a part of it, like, and a part of a whole bunch of other stories. I done went to my mentor. I want to be able to help tell somebody's stories. And it's not like I'm a film guy and none of that shit like that. I just love music. Like, I love this shit. I love being able to be inspired or help somebody get their shit out. That's gonna inspire people. I'm inspired by these people I'm around. I'm inspired by Keto. I'm inspired by Boo. I'm inspired by Jay-Z, whoever. I'm inspired by all of them. So it's like when I see somebody, you know, I want to help tell their story, whether it's gonna be in a book form, whether it's in a film form. I just want to show it, because I know the kid that get to see it or the person get to see it, they're gonna be lit. Something gonna spark in them. So if I could play a nice little piece in making that happen, like, I'm happy. Whatever my role is, I'm happy to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I'm excited to see that documentary come to fruition and
Yeah.
learn that story. I don't even know the story, so
It's fire. It's being moved around right now. You know,
Hell yeah.
He's a good guy. His story is very, very inspirational. Like, it inspired me to even want to even be around anything, because he's very inspirational. You know what I'm saying? His story's crazy. There's a lot of people with crazy stories, bro. Like, when we start hanging out with these people and they tell you everything they've been through, you be like, damn, I ain't been through shit. You thought you see all this money and fame and rich shit. You like, oh, they got a great life. And then they tell you their story, how they got there. Most people say, damn, I wouldn't do what you did to get there. I would have been quit. And to see that these guys and girls and women haven't quit and they have what they wanted because of everything they've been through and they didn't bend, break, or fold, that shit is inspiring. If you don't get inspired by that, you wasn't meant to have no great shit.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. I really appreciate you coming on, you know, taking your time and telling us your story, what you're working on. Super excited for the book, especially. I know we talked about that. Do you have any final words for the people, and also where can they follow you on social media?
I mean, the final words for the people, we're going to do high vibrational things, right? So my next music endeavor, a lot of it going to be in that African space, right? Like, because the vibration of the music, the energy is so what we need right now. So there's a real big guy coming out of Africa named Jaya. I'm telling you now, it's going to be crazy big. Just remember I said it. And
we got the clip right here.
Yes.
So in 5 years, when he's the biggest artist in the world, we're going to run this back.
He's going to be huge, right? So for me, it's about being behind music that moves my spirit. That's it. So that's what my mind been on, right? Like, my mind and my energy is on, like, what that look like. Good ass music, right? Even with Boo and we got King Mahdi, like, just being in that energy of, like, yo, this shit feels great, and being able to contribute to something that I love, but in a dope ass feel good way too, right? Because we got turn up shit, right? We got Reekin, the boss, we got all the other shit. We got KC, who's amazing. You know what I'm saying? And for me, my personal contribution, I'm always like, Rob, what you bringing to the game next? Like, I'm bringing a whole energy. I'm bringing a shift. That's what I'm bringing, and I'm happy and it feel good. So, like, that's what my focus is on, like, add some different type of energy to this shit. You know what I mean? And looking for other people who do that. Shout out to my guy Chibu. We got some special people in the works, some special things in the works that people gonna speak about in like 5 years, maybe 2 years, maybe 1 year. But it's gonna be that impact. And, you know, outside of that, just looking forward to, like, speaking more and being on more platforms and, like, share the story, because I realize the story bigger than me. These lessons bigger than me. If you leave it to me only, I probably don't speak like that, because I ain't really into social media and posting. I damn near don't like posting on Instagram. But I realize I got to. Every time I post, my inbox is flooded. People telling me, yo, you inspire me, da-da-da-da. So really walking into that more and just sharing the story and just, you know, inspiring who I can and help who I can. You know, you got some shit, hit me. I'm like an executive that responds back. Because I remember nobody hitting me when I was a rapper. You know what I'm saying? I was a rapper, nobody was hitting me like, oh, hey, such and such, could I play you some music? And it's just, fuck, I hope they open it. So I at least open this shit and say something back, or I send it to my guys and see what they think. Like, but I'm really an executive that, I mean, I ain't trying to be too available, right? But I'm like kind of here for you, because I remember being you or whoever. I remember being that, you know what I mean?
Back to that empathy point.
I got some empathy for people trying to get on. You know, even if it's just give you a little bit of game.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna be giving all the game for, like, just if you don't want it, don't waste my time. But, like, I will speak to somebody who just say they want it. Just hit me. But support back too. You fuck with me, all right, cool. Go buy the book. Go do something. Come book me to go speak. Because I'm gonna give you everything I got.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you everything. I'm not holding back none of my lessons I learned. Like I hear it, because I could give it to you. That don't mean you gonna use it.
Yeah.
Hope you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, just looking forward to, keep elevating and keep elevating people I believe in. Like my brother T, my young boy Uni, just the people I see that I'm like, yo, you got it.
Oh, yeah.
Like I just want to help you. Like I'm so excited. Like people want to go sign artists. I care about finding dope executives. Like how my mentor Keto cared about making me a dope executive. I'm like, I want to find and develop like executives. Fuck all that. There's artists everywhere. There's always gonna be an artist, but there ain't gonna always be a lot of special executives. There's gonna be a lot of special, the glues. I call executive the glue. Like we make this shit happen. Shout out to my boy Lou. Shout out to Boo. Shout out to KC. Like all these people who behind all of this that's like really making your superstar happen. We need more of those people. We need more executives. Keto was right when he told me, yo, you need to be executive. We need more of that. We need more Rich Pauls. We need more the behind the scene people that really make this happen. We don't need a bunch of 1,000 LeBrons who won't handle the business.
Yeah.
We need more business people. Even my culture, we all want to be rappers and shit. None of us want to be the managers. None of us want to do the marketing. None of us want to be the A&R administration talking about publishing and royalties. None of us want to be the COO or the legal or the radio. None of us want to be the fucking star.
Yeah.
Do you know how much other opportunities is behind the star? You know how much other shit you could be the man at? You could get rich at? You could do all those things at? You could be a rich manager richer than the rapper. We just don't know that because we just talk about the rap shit all day. That's great. Go be rap. But who going to do the business? If you want to do the business, come talk to me. I want to meet you. I'm interested in you, just like Keto was interested in me. I'm interested in you. Because that one businessman going to have 40 artists. That one artist probably don't blow nobody up. Saying.
Oh, yeah.
We need more behind the scenes people.
100%. Once again, I appreciate you coming on, telling your story. I'm excited to see what you do. Where can the people find you on socials?
Instagram, rob.jua, so rob.jua. You can find me on TikTok, same thing, rob.jua. And that's where you're going to find. I share all my information on there as far as the book, when it's coming, website launches, music launches, label announcements, artist announcements, all that type of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Rob, appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, bro.
It means a lot, my guy.
Nah, you, bro. You the young boy. I'm telling you, you're going to be one of the biggest in this shit. You're going to be one of the big
Like I said earlier, man, if
moguls.
I do half of what you do, man, I'll be happy.
No, you're going to be big. You're only 20-something. You're going to be fucking big. You're going to be like $100 million motherfucker. I'm telling you.
Oh, man.
Just accept it. All of us. We all up there.
I'm just trying to make a positive impact, like you said.
You are.
That's all that matters.
You're going to blow up. You're going to be a big-ass influencer. You're going to be like, Rob. I'm like, don't worry. I got management. I got a team for you. Don't worry about that. We got you. Don't worry about that, Tyler. You just tell people hit your team. Because you're going to be big. You're going to blow up because you just got good energy.
I appreciate your kind words and your belief. And also, I appreciate everybody for watching. If you enjoyed this podcast, be sure to follow Rob on socials. Yeah. Stay tuned for his book and all the cool projects he's doing.
In the book, I'm also doing a college tour.
Oh, hell yeah.
Specifically, I'm starting off with an HBCU tour.
Yeah.
Touring all the black schools because that's where I started at. I started at Texas Southern. So I want to go back and give the people that was just like me, like the kids who was trying to like figure out the school shit and what to do next. I want to go speak to them first. Yeah. And then I'm going to expand it to like a college tour. Whoever wants the game, I'll pull up on you.
Yeah.
You know?
If you enjoyed this podcast, be sure to, once again, follow Rob on socials.
rob.jua.
Hell yeah. And also be sure to like this and subscribe on your preferred podcasting platform. Thank you again for watching. T. Walsh out.